which brings me to the complexity in education marketing is you have multiple stakeholders, right? Say, for example, you have a
Yes.
student, you have a parent, and the stakeholders are expectations are very different. So given that, how do you really build your marketing mix, the media mix? Can you give me some examples of how this is very different from other forms of marketing?
So one of the challenges which happens in education marketing, and something which a lot of marketers don't even realize, that the complications which are there is, one is when it comes to undergraduate programs. So there are three types of programs which are there. You have typically your UG programs, your postgraduate programs, and your doctoral programs. Doctoral programs are the easiest for us because your consumer and customer are the same. So not much of a difficulty, because you reach out to the person whom you are reaching out, he's only paying the fees, so it's very sorted. It's pretty linear, not much of a problem. The second is your postgraduate programs, your MBA, MSc programs, your any PG programs. The challenge is, like, where you'll have like almost 30% of the audiences which are paying their own fees, but a large chunk is where the parents are still supplementing it, or, like, the students are taking a loan, or they are borrowing money from friends and family. So that is there. So again, customer consumer are two separate. But the biggest challenge comes in undergraduate programs. These are typically students who are 17-year-olds to 19-year-olds. That's the range. They are definitely not earned anything. 17 years means he's not, like, even legally he can't even work and earn anywhere. This is where your customer and your consumer are totally separate. Your customer is your parent who is paying the fees, parent, grandparents, whoever it is there, and your consumer are your students. And what the biggest challenge which happens is your consumer and customer are typically in absolutely different generations.
Hmm.
Yeah, which is a very big thing. Now with Gen Alpha coming in, I'm sure our generation doesn't even understand the kind of words and the kind of languages that they use. And because we are marketeers, it becomes easy for us. So the marketing is very, very different. Whereas a consumer, a student, typically a 17-year-old to a 19-year-old, would like to know what are the different activities which are happening, what are the clubs and committees which are there, what are the kind of, yes, these students are also very much interested in knowing what are the placements which are happening, what are the brands that are coming to the campus. But in that pecking order, which is, like, still down, festivals, club committees still play a very important role. In the case of your customers who are paying the fees, but naturally because they are, like, loosening their wallet, the biggest thing for them is to see what are the kind of placement opportunities which are there, what are the opportunities for going abroad and studying, what are the opportunities which are existing after the program is over. So they are more interested in that. They are not interested whether, the institution that their kid is going has one of the best festivals or not. So that's one of the biggest challenges that happens. So the communication and the communication differs a lot. To your consumer, you are talking more about how, like, the kind of clubs and committees, and through these clubs and committees, like, how a lot of learning happens. Because clubs and committees are not only all about fun, but there's a lot of learning also which happens. So those kind of things you will portray. Whereas to the customer, you talk about, like, what are the different career opportunities, what are the things that his or her kid can do after they complete their program. So it's a very different thing. You talk about campus life to a customer, to a consumer, because that is what he is, like, looking at. Whereas the same campus life will also differ, because in case of campus life, you show a vibrant campus life, like sports facilities, like a playground, like a canteen. Whereas to a customer, you are going to show safety aspects. You're going to show that the kid is going to be safe in the campus. We are very clear. We have a zero tolerance policy towards any kind of abuse or substance. So, we don't, of course, talk about it so openly, but those are the kind of things that a consumer and a customer will want. So you need to tailor make, or you need to customize your offerings to these two kind of groups or segments of customers, for sure. Also, another very important segment which happens are your people who are the influencers. When I say influencers, I don't mean the influencers on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform. I mean saying friends, family, neighbors. There's a very high possibility that my neighbor's son or daughter is studying at my engineering college. They are definitely going to, impress upon me that how good or bad the engineering is offered at the campus. So these people automatically become my brand ambassadors. So I need to, even reach out to them also by informing them through emailers, through WhatsApp messages, which is basically, because they are already my students, about what is happening, about, how our institution is performing, how is it better than any institution. So marketing just doesn't stop once the consumer is already inside the campus. Typically it happens that a car buyer buys a vehicle, and that's about it. There's not much to do because he's already got it. He's your customer for the next 3 or 4 years. Maybe you talk to him about service or accessories or anything. But here it is very, very important to keep on nurturing even your customer and your consumer also. So we tend to do that also. We reach out on a regular basis, invite them for events, ensure that, they are also in the know-how of what the university is doing, who are coming, who not. So that's the most important part about, and this onus lies on the marketing department also very strongly.
So, are you saying that when you open up admissions, there are campaigns running with this proposition targeted at parents or the customers, and there are campaigns running at the students, and therefore there's a differentiated campaign running, and that's really how
Yes.
it's managed, is it?
Yes, you have to, because the thing is, see, parents targeting is a little bit of a challenge because you cannot be sure. Parents targeting is not very as accurate as, because I may be interested in engineering because I'm an engineer, but my son or daughter is interested in commerce. So interest targeting, really is a difficult thing. Age is also a little not very accurate, but yes, we do tend to, use other signals to tend to target to parents. We run separate campaigns itself because, as I said, the communication is different, the comms are different, narratives are different. So we tend to do that for sure.